A dressing down of Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino by a U.S. District Court judge this morning. Bovino is the face of immigration enforcement in the Chicago area and appeared before a U.S. District Judge today to address the use of tear gas against peaceful protesters after that judge issued a restraining order against aggressive tactics. Bovino has in the past defended he and his agents' actions, and here he is in his own words talking with our Adley Bradley.
It's not our operations. Our operations are all legal, ethical, and moral. We'll be about 1,600 apprehensions today. Amongst those 1,600, terrorists, child rapists, gang members, aggravated felons, a whole litany of really bad people walking those streets in broad daylight with impunity. So the operations are definitely sound. We've been doing this about 101 years now, Allie. We're legal, ethical, and professional for 101 years now.
So the judge called him back in after there was video revealing that he threw a canister of tear gas into a crowd of protesters. Other rulings by the judge today as the two faced off. Bovino must appear in her courtroom daily until a preliminary hearing next week, November 5th, and he also must wear a body camera and get trained on how to use it by Friday. Bovino was met by a small group of vocal protesters outside of the court this morning. NewsNation has team coverage inside and outside of the courthouse. Alex Caprariello was in the courtroom. Alex, let's start there. And what went on between this judge and Gregory Bovino?
Yeah, look, Marnie, if there was any sort of misunderstanding of how this TRO should be enforced, whether it's the use of body cameras, how badges should be displayed on agents' bodies, or also what sort of warnings must be given out before tear gas is deployed, well, I can tell you right now, it should be absolutely crystal clear to Gregory Bovino, of course, the commander of CBP and overseeing Operation Midway Blitz here in Chicago. The judge overseeing this case really went line by line, reading that TRO that she had enforced weeks ago, word by word, and then asking at the very end of this hearing, Commander, are we clear? Are we on the same page? To which the commander, of course, agreed. She saved him from going incident by incident, but she did point out about half a dozen or so in which federal agents, whether they were CBP or ICE, used force against protesters or the press here in Chicago since the operation began at the beginning of September. I think one of the biggest bombshells from me and from my perspective was when they were discussing body-worn cameras. As we know, this TRO requires the 200 some odd agents that are here in Chicago to actually wear those cameras on their chest and to actually be using them, activating them when use of force occurs, to which the commander actually admitted to the judge that not only does he not have a camera himself, but he's also never even on the use of using them. That's something that the commander said that he would have done by Friday. Really, the judge here demanding accountability when it comes to Operation Midway Blitz from the top down. So, number one, as you mentioned, she's going to require Commander Bovino to appear in court every single day for the foreseeable future at 6 p.m., essentially to give a rundown of how the day went and whether or not any of his agents had to actually use force. And then on top of that, the judge is also asking for a very detailed and comprehensive list of reports beginning in September 2nd when Operation Midway Blitz began that shares every single moment that use of force was used. And if there is any sort of video evidence from body-worn cameras that relates to that actual incident, that she has all of those files digitally as well so she can review each one, both of the past and in the future moving forward.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.